Content warning. The following media contains sensitive subjects that might be considered disturbing. A list of triggers is included in the description. Listener discretion is advised.
Part 8. Lessons. This was an entirely new experience for just Luke Yang. An adult who didn't talk down to him, didn't seem to see him as less, fully paid attention, and actually gave good advice. It was so shocking that he didn't even mind being thrown painfully onto the sand again and again, because Dennis...
Butcher was my old life, and Mr. Collins was my da.
Helped him back up again, and then helped him figure out what he'd done wrong to get thrown down. Luke drank it like parched soil. He was smiling as he scrambled to his feet again, sweating and panting, smiling harder than he could ever remember doing.
Okay.
Better. Tell me what you're supposed to do.
Knees slightly bent, one facing forward, the other to the side so I have full range of movement. Ensure my fists are up so I can protect my face. Keep my elbows near my body.
Good. Now we're getting into the tricky stuff. They won't be polite about it. Do you know how to take a hit, laddie?
I've taken a lot of hits, but that isn't what you're asking.
No, it isn't.
The man proceeded to slowly and painfully show Luke how to take a punch. This lesson would take a while. It didn't make instinctive sense to turn toward the fist coming his way, to try to tense and take it in the side instead of his stomach, to twist his head so he got it in the forehead, not the jaw.
This one'll take learning. Gonna have to practice it.
Dennis's gaze, fixed on a point behind Luke, went hard and sharp.
Go eat.
Bent double, Luke looked up.
What?
He'd forgotten food existed.
Go eat. Clean up. Tomorrow we'll work on hits. And on holds. I've got someone else to train right now.
Wiping sweat from his face, Luke turned. Arthur Lester stood in the entry gate, scowling, arms crossed. Dennis's smile changed. So did his eyes. This was not a look Luke understood. It was hungry, focused, predatory, and so very, very still.
Go on now.
He did not look away. Luke tried not to limp as he walked out. He couldn't stop grinning in spite of how weird that last moment had been. Arthur's face was toward the butcher. His eyes, however, were toward Luke. After a moment, Arthur seemed to realize he was there.
How did it go?
Really well. Incredible.
Arthur Lester smiled. He had a nice smile. It was completely different from that wild, teeth-baring thing he did before biting a person.
I'm glad to hear it. Shut up. I know he's waiting. Take care, Luke.
And he strode toward the butcher. Luke hesitated in the doorway, too curious to leave right away. Arthur faced off against Dennis. He tensed. His jaw was tight and his lips pressed into a thin line.
Looking nice and defiant today, I see.
Luke could not put his finger on what had changed, but something had, and it sent weird shivers up and down his spine.
Shut up and get to work.
Arthur lunged, and it was...
A dance.
Luke thought a few moments later, and then felt insane because it wasn't a dance. It was violence, blood, viciousness, shouts, laughter. And for one moment, Luke wondered if it looked like that when he was training, if it looked like being played with, like the local bullies had done once to a small, dirty dog they'd found in the street. That memory didn't taste good. He'd tried to save the dog when they were done, but he couldn't. It hadn't died alone, and that was all he'd been able to do for it. Arthur hit the ground hard on his back with a sound that Luke could feel in his lungs.
Now that was right clumsy of you.
But it seemed to have been a trick because Arthur kicked out and knocked Dennis Collins right off his feet. The butcher hit the sand on his back, and Arthur was on him so fast, knife coming down, teeth bared and eyes wild, absolutely trying to kill. Before Luke could cry out, the situation changed again, and somehow, like Arthur weighed nothing, Dennis flipped them both over and pinned Arthur down with his weight.
Damn it!
Arthur snapped his teeth at the other man as if trying to chew through his face.
You lost, boyo.
The butcher was still grinning, just lying there and flattening the other man.
Call it and we're done.
We're not done!
Arthur struggled. Dennis didn't budge an inch.
Suit yourself. But if you wear yourself out before whatever the next battle is, you won't do too good in it, will ya?
Oh, that look. That look. It still wasn't quite right, but it was as if Arthur's eyes and Arthur's face finally fully agreed on something, and that something was hating Dennis Collins. It made the butcher smile more. Luke's heart gave a little lurch. He didn't know what he was seeing. It felt uncomfortable to watch. Embarrassing somehow. Awkward, rife with things he had no words for. He'd never seen anything like this. Arthur spit.
Really?
Dennis rolled off him.
That's beneath you, boyo.
Fuck you!
Arthur rose, shaking, having pushed so hard that he gave himself muscle fatigue. Luke's moment to subtly run was gone. Dennis eyed him.
Come and get him, lad. He needs a hand.
I don't need anything!
Arthur marched unsteadily toward the exit gate. Dennis waited, whistling. Luke hesitated for all of 4 seconds, then ran after Arthur. They had enough time to go shower, and Luke offered to help, was told he couldn't, and hadn't quite gathered enough gall to say, "Yes, I actually can," before the next fight was upon them. It wasn't a brawl this time. This time, the call was for duels,
All right, you lot, let's get you sorted.
called Dennis from the arena entry.
You and you. You and you. You and you tonight. Yes, you and you.
Luke cued with the rest of them, shaking a little, gripping his knife. Duels? One-on-one? If you got the wrong person or some huge beast or... Dennis stopped him.
Hold on, lad. Your match isn't up yet.
Well, it wasn't Arthur. Arthur stalked past, barely acknowledging the...
You and you.
and hunching into the arena. Luke did a double take. Dennis had changed his clothes, trading out the Arthur-torn items for untorn, but they were just as worn, just as threadbare. Luke could see Dennis's body hair through it.
There he is. You
He squeezed Luke's arm.
and you.
Luke turned. Luke looked up, and up, and up. 3 ups, and it was the surviving bull-headed guy from the last Lonely Inn. The bovine fighter stomped into the arena. Luke stared.
You've got this, lad, if you're smart. Use your knack. Let him underestimate you. Go on.
I could fit my entire body into his thigh.
Dennis shoved him into the arena. Not hard, no, but Luke stumbled and nearly fell. The duels had already started. Combatants spread out, paired off as ordered, and in the broad light of day were clearly showing off. Magic flew, sand flew, blood flew, bodies flew, the evident error of taking the hit when they should have dodged. And the king watched it all. His inescapable attention swept over Luke like a wave, heavy and suffocating and filling empty space. Luke shuddered, gasped, and squinted in the bright sunlight, looking for his foe. Where had the guy gone? You wouldn't think a big cow-headed man could just... The blow came from behind, and something in his spine snapped. Limp, paralyzed, unable to breathe, he flew forward 12 feet, crashed, and badly rolled, feeling the horrifying buzz of nerve damage, and heard the heavy steps coming after him. That had been meant to kill him. He'd nearly died right there, and terror twisted in his head under his burning, scraped skin. He had seconds to use his knack, less than he ever had before. Fortunately, the bull-headed man clearly thought he'd won, and did not hurry as he brought his blade down.
Faster, faster, faster.
Luke regained control of his body just in time to roll. The axe clipped his shoulder, and he gripped his arm as he flung himself upright. The bullman snorted, nostrils flaring and pupils big. Then he charged. It was too close to dodge, too fast to deflect. The left horn pierced directly through Luke's sternum, exploding in a red flower of pain, and slammed him into the arena wall. Agony. This was agony. He couldn't breathe. He couldn't swallow the blood filling his mouth. He couldn't do anything but burn. The bullman pulled free, threw him to the ground with a toss of his head, studied him, then turned to go unhurried. It was an emergency. It wasn't just knack time, but true talent, because he couldn't afford to just fix the rift. But he had to detoxify, had to clean the inside of himself from the spill of other inside himself as his organs tore. Panic made him feel slow and stupid. He choked on blood. The bullman walked around fighting pairs. He ignored the dead bodies, avoided stray blasts, and was 6 feet away from the exit when Luke got back to his feet. Luke, healed, terrified, and furious for it, ran. Leapt, threw his arms around the bullman's neck from behind, and stabbed. He stabbed directly into the center of that throat, directly into the voice box, scraping the spine behind it, and then let go. The bullman pulled the knife out, but the damage was done. He gripped his throat, staggering toward Luke, one hand failing to staunch his life's blood, the other reaching. Luke backed away, eyes huge. The bullman staggered, fell to his knees, fell on his face, and died. Luke saw the life leave him and had to throw up. He'd seen dead things, even dead people. He'd never ever made one dead himself. Letting it happen flew against every instinct he had. Muted by all the sounds and spells and violence, Luke sobbed, hugged himself, and ran past all the beings in need of healing toward the exit gate. Somehow, Luke made it out of the arena, though he didn't really remember much of that walk. Somehow, Luke remained unmolested all the way to the communal washroom. Somehow, Luke was the only person who wanted all the blood and vomit gone, at least at this moment, and he left his clothing a stinky, soggy mess as he stepped under falling water. It was no mere shower. It was a torrent, a river-like flow with weight and sound and speed, designed to clean flesh or fur or feathers, and Luke felt like he could disappear into it. He liked the idea of disappearing into it right now. In this moment, in this wake of death he had caused, he could not clearly see his path forward. Parker. He had to bring Parker back. Was he going to have to kill more? He knew he would. Was he going to have to feel pain like that again, gored through? He knew he would. Was he going to throw up and practically pass out every time? He really hoped he would not. Luke suddenly realized he didn't want Parker to know about any of this, about how he'd used his magic, what he'd had to do. He didn't want Parker to know he'd done this. Luke sank to his knees under the heavy, warm water, and quietly as he could, he cried.